All right, we are theoretically live. Hello, everybody, and we apologize for the delay. Corey is out today, so we were doing all of the tech support, and it took a little bit of time.
That's right.
So take it away, Anders.
All right, here we go. In studio. This is what you don't see it. Anyway, welcome to the 100th episode of the Earthborne Games Podcast, live from the Energy Park Financial Center in St. Paul, the top floor.
That's right.
He wouldn't let me get away with it. I was saying it's the top floor, and how sweet we got here.
High atop the Energy Park Financial Center.
Sorry, high atop. Joining me is Andrew Navarro. We can touch him. Look at this.
Wow. It's amazing.
I'm not going to do that to all of you.
Hi, Anders.
Bring the mic a little closer and see if we can fix this echo.
All right.
Oh,
How's
we have
that?
a freaking echo.
A bit echoey, but not awful.
That's good.
I talk
That's high
We
praise.
can also
quietly into the mic right here.
Go NPR.
I was kind of projecting off into the room so we could go a little NPR with it and just like lean in and exchange.
Okay.
How is the NPR voice, everybody? Is that a little less echoey?
Yeah, how is this?
So we are in our brand new studio space, but you can see one of our walls is up, the other wall is not up, and we are just we hacked together this setup here for the 100th episode, but there's still a lot of troubleshooting. You are witnessing live our first attempt at two mics in the same room, so bear with us.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like this is a lot better.
All right.
NPR versus-
All right, good.
NPR
Okay.
voice is working.
Okay, all right. Well,
Scoot in, everybody. You don't want to sit that close. I was hoping this whole thing would crash and burn.
no, I just don't want to do the NPR
My real
voice,
job.
but I'll try my best. Sit at home playing video games?
No, him.
Oh,
I
okay.
was voicing Evan.
Oh, I see.
As I often do. And we also have to my left Maxine Newman, who is going to be running the chat. So give us some questions, and she will hand them over to us.
She has to print them off first. To you.
Actually, no, I'll keep it.
So she'll be running in and out.
Write them on note cards.
I don't have a mic, so if I'm echoey, I apologize.
Can we hear Maxine? Okay. And sitting across from me, the indelible Evan Simonette.
Hi, Anders.
What is indelible?
Not easily erased,
Oh,
I think. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
so then the delible Evan Simonette.
Thank you. Thank you.
It'd be easy to erase. And finally, Andrew Fisher, who's
Hello, I am trying to fix mic gain per the chat's request.
oh boy,
Yeah, Anders, you're echoing worse according to chat.
My-
So
it's my deep
lean
booming voice.
closer to the mic, I think.
Interesting.
If I talk like this, does it sound okay? Too bassy. It's early morning.
Yeah, mostly relatively bassy.
Both do.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're on the same side.
That's right.
Should we do a little like?
What are we, like choir boys over here or something?
Hello, everyone.
So yeah, can you believe?
I'll set up.
Should we just keep bantering as we fix the sound?
Yeah, just lean into the mic to do some banter.
Okay. Skip up, dip up, diddly diddly. I'm gonna snap.
Did you do the intro music?
Yeah.
All right, I turned down my mic volume in Windows, so hopefully that'll reduce your echo. We'll see if I'm like Evan and I are way too quiet.
So help us out. How would this sound if we continue the show at this rate?
Like this?
Yeah.
Just like this? How does it sound, everybody?
Hello. Hello. Test. Sibilance.
Sibilance.
Well, they're on a slight delay, so Maxine will let us know if we're still having issues. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it's live. This is part and parcel of the live stream
We-
experience. I've watched plenty of live streams by people who are professionals, and this is how they are. So, okay. Good.
Corey and I talked about because we tried to get that wall up before this stream, but we just ran out of time. So we have like ladders and stuff, and we talked about just leaning them in the background for effect,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna get like our leftover paint can and put it on there. And drop cloth to
Yeah.
help sell
Set
the
their
effects.
expectations. Yeah. Damn. As you can see, Andrew and I are much larger than the others in this company. Look at the size. That's actually true of me.
I like that I'm a little bit closer to the camera, so I like the perspective
That's
makes
true.
us look like we're
The
about
two
the same.
giants of the. Well, is everything going well?
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah.
Okay.
like it's all
All right.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
Excellent.
100th episode, guys, gals. What do you think? You've been here for half the time.
It's wild. Like when I think about it, there's 52 weeks in a year, right? And we theoretically do it every other week somewhat consistently. So like in that we should have hit 100 even sooner. But like it's a little mind-boggling that and considering our episodes are not short, like
Yeah.
that means that we have bantered with you, Anders, for 200 hours, give or
I know.
take.
It's
That's
all-
cool.
Mhm.
I know, it is cool.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know what the total actual number is. It's like 105 or 106, like
Mhm.
actual episodes. And I think for the most part, we have been every other week until like these last couple months. We're trying
Yeah.
to move in, and because we're hoping to be done sooner, like Fisher was saying. So we had a couple breaks, but yeah, for the most part, every other week.
Really
Like
stuck with
clockwork.
it. Yeah,
Feels like an accomplishment.
it does.
And I feel like ultimately, I feel like we've achieved our mission with this podcast.
Yeah, did you think it would be lasting this long, or do you think it was going to be just during the Kickstarter, or what were you thinking?
I didn't know.
I don't know if we had
Normac at that?
Yes.
I don't know if we had a long-term plan, like outplan. We were not thinking out to the 100th episode when we started this. We just wanted to kind of stay in contact with everybody and like give them a way to feel connected to us, and like I think by that metric, it's been incredibly successful. I don't know how many of you who hang out on the Discord and who we've met and who are going to the Rangers retreat later this year are here and invested because of this silly podcast, and how many of you are here because of Rangers or the Discord. But like, I have to imagine the podcast played a non-trivial part of that, right? And like,
Yeah.
I think like this community is like one of the most important things about Earthborne Games. And so like in that way, I would call the podcast like 100 episodes well worth it,
Mhm.
right? Like a big success.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so too. And I watched, I think I've been more looking into games lately, and like I've watched podcasts from games companies, and I'm not going to name names. I hate to focus on the negative, but sometimes I don't like the person. I don't like I tried to buffer a bit. It's so negative, but not that I don't like them, but I'm just like, yeah, they seem all right. I wouldn't necessarily want to be friends with them, but
Sure.
I think we're all good, cool, nice people.
Well, that's why-
It's got to help, people feel connected to the thing they're enjoying.
That's why you're here, Anders. You're here to like, give us that likability anchor.
Yeah. That's me. That's why I hired me. Yeah, I didn't know what it was going to be because I don't know. I think you just suggested me to host the thing.
Yeah.
Because I made a little funny video, and maybe you thought I had a good speaking voice or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I mentioned to Evan that I would like to have someone host the show who didn't know anything about, like, wasn't necessarily like one of us, didn't know anything. Like, I
Mhm.
think you came to mind right away.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, we had gone to school together, and I obviously knew you had a great singing voice. A big fan of your.
Oh, yeah.
I have your Love Lake, the first album. I listened to it a lot. Still do.
Love Lake on Spotify.
Yeah. And I honestly didn't really know anyone else who would I thought would do a good job at this. So,
I didn't know.
and you're just knocking out of the park. So,
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming to my 100th episode, guys.
I was trying to remember. I think did we even do a call before? We must have done a call
We
before
talked on-
episode 0.
I think you and I just emailed each other.
Yeah,
I wasn't really sure I could read
you put a lot of trust in me.
My first instinct was like, I can't do something like that. That's not what I do. I don't host stuff. I don't talk.
Were we already?
I'm not a big talker, really.
Were we talking about you doing art for the core set before?
I don't think so. I guess to do this first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it's been so long.
I know it's been so long. It was like during the pandemic, or I don't remember. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tail end.
But anyway, I've surprised myself. It's fun. It's really fun to just talk to you guys.
Can
And
you
I've-
have more audio issues?
Of course.
It sounds like, maybe leaning closer to the mic, but it sounds like possibly your mic is not working, and your
Oh,
sound
no.
is being picked up from the other mic. Either that or your mic is very
No.
quiet.
Let me go back to the audio again.
No, it's going over the
It's going-
Samsung.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Alright.
there. It's working.
Okay. So yeah, just I guess close NPR style. Well, maybe not ASMR.
We could also
Yes,
Just
Yeah.
trade mics like this, I guess. I don't
yeah we could trade mics. I don't know. It's a little more awkward, but like you could just grab my hand when you need it.
I mean, luckily, I don't speak as much as you do during these, so you won't need to hand it over, as much.
Should I do over my heartfelt reflection on the show? Did
No,
anybody-
it's fine. It can be echoey. They can pretend you're doing it from
from a canyon.
a very epic amphitheater with some echo.
The important thing is we're all audible.
Okay.
That is good.
Yeah, let's do that.
I do, and it sounds great. How do I sound now? Anyway,
All right.
so that's our
That's our slightly echoey, heartfelt thank you.
yeah. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, no, we.
Your own.
I meant what I said about like you all and the community that's kind of built around Rangers is one of the most important parts of Earthborne Games. So thank you all so much for sticking around for our 200 hours of us bantering.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like it's coming to an end the way we're talking about it. But we're going to keep making videos. Let's talk about it now, yeah?
Yeah, we can talk about it now.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Pass the mic over when
and
he
do
talks.
what's happening. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, our 100th episode will be the essentially the final episode of this format. The super long format, like hour 45-minute to 2-hour version of the show. But that doesn't mean we're not going to keep doing stuff and keep doing stuff with honors, keep things on the podcast feed and on the YouTube channel. We have a lot of ideas for more things that we're going to do. We're still going to do like a shorter version of this show with essentially like what's happening, like studio update stuff, like some listener questions, or just player questions, anything or topics that come up generally in the community. But then we're going to do a bunch more playcasts. We'd like to do so. Think about like some of the episodes we've done where we had like a topic. So imagine if we have a topic we want to discuss, instead of it being nestled in the middle of a 2-hour podcast where a lot of people would never venture. Instead, imagine that as a standalone thing. That's going to be like half an hour to 45 minutes or probably an hour. Anyway, we'll try to keep it short. But then we'll also do some more playcasts. We're playing a lot of Hub World Eidolon. We have had lots of ideas for other shows where we play other games that are perhaps not our own. Maybe having some guests on some of those features that we are interested in talking about. And but yeah, but this I feel like we were talking about in the heartfelt thank you. This, like I said, the podcast for me has achieved its mission. We're, like Fisher was saying, incredibly grateful for everyone to watch and listen and to be with us through this entire journey. I put this at the end of the podcast too, but I'll say it.
Oh, okay.
Say it here is like I feel like part of I've been torn on it because obviously we value you guys a lot and we love doing these podcasts, but also as a creative person, I'm like, all right, it's been 5 years of this podcast. I'm ready to mix it up and do some different things to keep it fresh. And so I don't want to just keep doing the podcast just because. I don't want it to get stale and boring for us or for you. So I think we're going to mix it up and it's going to be exciting. So stay tuned. We'll have hopefully actually a lot more activity on our channel and our feed because of this.
Yeah. So, it might mean that the podcast might not exist in the exact form now. A lot of the stuff we do here is still going to be around, right? And we're hoping that, if anything, you all can find what you've loved about this community still in our new content, because it'll all just be there, just slightly broken up slightly differently, but also by making it a little more bite-sized and accessible, we're hoping to bring new folks in who are easy, with as like Trailblazer and Eidolon come out, new people can come in and just find the piece of content that they like actually want to watch.
Yeah. So like a single course meal instead of maybe like a multi-course meal.
It's not a tasting menu every time.
That's right.
So yeah, like I think the studio update or whatever we call like what's happening, maybe it'll be just called what's happening.
Like the old TV show.
Yeah. That'll probably be a lot more informational, but we'll have outlets for the banter.
Oh yeah. I think we'll keep the banter going on all the videos. Like I think
Change to these kind of very like, well, hey guys. Today we're gonna be.
I thought that's what you do now, Anders.
Haley suggests, what if normal podcast once a quarter?
That was in my head just now too.
once a quarter get the band back together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, reunion tour podcast. Yeah, I like that.
And how often should Honors and I do like our Hero Guy episodes? Because there's demand for that, right?
We could bring back Hero Guy. I think that that is one thing. Like, if we just having this space once it's actually completed, and having us all here, it's going to be a lot easier for us to also just record those bite-sized things. We can throw in some SD cards to the cameras, record for like 30 minutes and break. And so I think it's going to enable us to do a lot more like Hero Guy stuff.
I was
It'll be like
only
a-
kind of being serious.
Yeah, like a public access station. This is going to turn into like a TV studio. Just have play out our dumb skits.
We're going to put a go live light, current live light flashing outside this door. That actually might be fun.
John Wilson says, I want Hero Guy every week.
All right, Sean.
Hero Guy every week.
I love Sean, by the way. He's awesome.
Yeah,
So-
we talked about meeting. Yeah, we talked about meeting Sean and Haley and Daniel and everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all great.
All right.
So
Do we have show notes?
yeah, that's it. We talked about the shifting, the changing of the guards. It's going to be fine, everybody. We're still going to have fun around here. Yep. Then we're going to do what's happening now. So, Hub World Eidolon, just a few days away from completion. I walked in here today and I saw all of the proofs. Would you call them the proofs, or would you call them
Those are not proofs. Those are just our printouts.
just printouts? Oh, proofs would be the
Yeah, proofs
printing
come
company.
from the factory itself. So these are just we kind of printed out on a plotter to review. It's not actually like 100% accurate to
Yeah.
what the like final product looks like, but it gives us a better impression than just staring at our computer screens. So yeah, they're right. I don't
It
think
looks-
we quite have a camera angle, but they're right outside that door. There we go.
It looks awesome. It's just really, really awesome, guys. Everybody should be so excited for this.
So
Over a little. Can we see it?
we're on a.
Go there more.
One delay, so yeah,
There we go.
There we go. Beautiful. Yep.
Look at that.
So I think we printed out how they'll actually show up on the press forms and stuff for this one. But yeah, we've been reviewing all of those this week, and I think the hope is basically going to the printer next week. So
That's cool.
yeah.
The full art cards are especially stunning. Yeah, I was excited when I saw them.
Yeah, how much did we talk about those? How much did we talk about those in the Kickstarter? Did we?
We
Or
said-
the Game Found?
We said that that every backer is going to get the alternate,
Okay,
the
sweet.
full art seekers.
Yeah, Evan made those just like. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was a spoiler or not. Evan made those like what, last week, and
Well, I mean, not all. So it just required some treatment, and
Well,
some. So it didn't take that long, but the groundwork was there from the beginning. So we just had to give the final push to get the graphic design overlaid in a elegant way. So I think they turned out great.
oh yeah, they look Captain Tall especially. Like I think that one's my favorite. That background, it's pretty sick.
I could bring him in and like bring him slowly down.
So yeah, anything else we'd like to add about this? A few days away.
It's very exciting.
Mhm.
That's I think that's like it's been really cool just to see everything printed out, and this is like the first time we've plotted things on a plotter, which is like a large format printer, since like we were at Fantasy Flight Games. So it feels like it has like this kind of nostalgic feeling to it almost.
Should we shout out who helped us with the plotter?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, shout out to Buried Giant Games who plotted it all out for us. We don't actually own a plotter.
They're very expensive, and so like Cole and team were very accommodating. They were super generous and offered to let us print on their plotter. So so thank you,
thank you, Cole.
This is just the game's epicenter here. All the greats, all the great ones working together.
I mean, it like honestly, I think we might have talked about this before, but the Twin Cities is like kind of actually a game's epicenter. I don't know exactly who you can attribute it to, whether it's Atlas Games. I mean, obviously Asmodee played a big part in like kind of in kind of all the studios that are here now. But like, you know, there's us, Buried Giant, Leader Games, Atlas, Fantasy Flight, you know, Asmodee proper. There's Moon Crab. There's Chip Theory Games. Like, there are so many studios here. There might be a total number of people working in games higher in like Seattle for North America, but I don't. Other than that, just because Wizards is so huge, but I don't know.
Getting smaller.
Yeah. I mean, like, we are probably one of the highest concentrations of tabletop game people in one city in North America, at least.
Mm-hmm. And you're all friends.
I mean, a lot of us know each other. Yeah.
I know it's fun to like just pick up a game. Like I just picked up Arcs the other day. I'd love to play it sometime. And if anybody would play with me.
Oh yeah. Did you just pick up the base game, or did you get Blighted Reach as well?
I got to start with just the base game.
That's smart.
But I am intrigued by that.
I prefer the base game. Okay. Yeah, like like the maybe if you played like a whole campaign like in a day, it'd be easy to kind of keep it all straight. But there's just so many. It's like, would you like to add 1,000 more rules to this game? It's kind of like you almost like throw in Cosmic Encounter to Arcs, where it's like everyone's got wacky powers and things, and that you have to keep track of that change essentially from game to game. So I mean, it was fun, but it's like more fun in like a narrative. Everything's wacky and like don't worry about winning. Right? That's how I like to look at it because I got crushed. But I really enjoyed the single play, and I think one of the expansions they have coming out like introduces some of those wacky variables into the base game, and that's actually what I'm most excited to play.
Sweet, I'd like to try it all. Really intrigued me. But my point was just looking through the rules, seeing like Corey's name in there. Like, wow, this small little cool. Had no idea he worked on this.
Yeah, I think he made all the plastic ships. Yeah.
Not in my.
No, I was like, I think I like the meeples better, and he was like, "Thanks, man."
I didn't know that he had.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, I really like wood pieces in games, you know. So it's not about his sculpts; it's more just about I like the material more.
I like the little agent or whatever better.
Oh yes, yeah, the little people. Yeah,
can't really tell what that is. The little chunky wood one. Anyway, cool community guy. Yeah, and if you don't know what,
just the little guys. Yeah, just those little guys.
Don't we all? So anyway, what else we got? Into the Maw is with Delano. Is that what you guys say?
Yep. Just I don't know if we talked about this last episode or not, but yeah, just everyone knows I think we did have on here originally a note about Sky and Smoke, but I don't want people to like oh my gosh, the next one hasn't come out yet. So yeah, so Into the Maw, the next thing coming is at Delano right now, and it should be done by the end of the month. So get ready for a very cool expansion.
May I?
Yeah. Hand it over to Maxine for a second.
Yeah, Into the Maw I think is one of my favorites out of all of them, and it has a very specific vibe, and I hope you like acid. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's definitely some of the weirdest Rangers has gotten thus far. Legacy, Luke got weird with some of the stuff in Legacy, but like Into the Maw is like concentrated, wild stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, I just want to say I'm here for it because I loved working on the pieces that I got to do for that was awesome. So I had a great time.
Yeah, Nick, our account manager at Delano, or he's essentially the manager of the factory. Also, he does a bajillion things. He was he was very surprised by the cards. He's like, "This is a lot different than your other stuff." Like, oh yeah, man. He was like, "Yeah, it's a little bit." I think he said it was like grosser. I forget what he said, but yeah.
There are some of those locations.
It's pretty. It's well, you're inside something.
Yes, okay. It's coming back to me.
Anatomy Park.
That's cool. Also, starting development on Trailblazer. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, I kind of wanted to chat a little bit about Trailblazer because the Game Found wrapped up last month, and we had to immediately pivot onto all sorts of other stuff that we had been kind of neglecting. I mean, not always, but there's some things that have to get set to the side while you're focusing on a whole crowdfunding campaign. So, and we were getting Eidolon out the door, and as the first set, this kind of establishes Eidolon, and so it was really important that we spend a bunch of time on our QA steps for it. So Trailblazer kind of had to pause a little bit right after the Kickstarter, but I thought it is momentous enough to talk about that we are diving back into development now for Trailblazer. So one of our first steps is for us internally, primarily me, to kind of take where we brought the vertical slice that people saw in our gameplay demos during the Kickstarter, and we are expanding it out to the entire map again, and just getting all of the ecology and how it plays on the board feeling right, and doing some honing of the different endeavors and different story threads and how all those work, and getting that kind of in a solid place. Those are some of the core systems of the game, and then that will kind of set us up to better bring in some external folks and contractors to help us kind of fill out and design and test all of the content of the game to help us. So we're kind of laying the groundwork to bring in some outside folks to help us with the game here coming up next. So that's kind of our next step. I'm pretty excited for it. Actually, talking with Daniel at Covenant, he kind of put together this program simulating the ecology of the board.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and he emailed it to me, and it's just currently covering just the board, the vertical slice board. But Daniel, I'm going to be reaching back out to you to see if we can experiment on the wider board, because it lets you run simulations and see the distributions of probabilities on the different ways things can go based on the deck, and so that's going to speed up that process a ton if we can expand it to the whole board. It's pretty rad. Thank you, Daniel.
Cool. Evan, your turn.
I'm just putting it in. I'm putting it back in. Evan can grab it out of my hand range.
Keep sticking in people's faces. Cool.
I'm gonna go all Billy on the street on him and just
yeah, for $1.
Name a woman.
Don't ask me trivia.
I know. Good one.
Say something. That's the first woman to come to my mind when I thought of it right this moment. I don't know why. It's the time of year.
I just love that bit because he does it to a woman at one point in the video, and the pressure, she just seizes up. Yeah, she doesn't even say myself.
I think she names
it's
him.
Just the pressure of the microphone.
Who are you? Okay, and also keep your eyes on the Gen Con keynote presentation for a big announcement.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be a little vague here, but yeah. So there's Gen Con now. What is it? The night before, on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, they do it. Is that going to be live streamed? I assume.
Yeah, I believe they put it up. We'll also be posting stuff around then. But
right. But if you want to see the announcement of the thing that's being announced that has to do with us, you can tune into the Gen Con keynote.
We ourselves are not in the keynote,
right.
But the news, some big news involving us will be there first, and then we will be sharing it with all of you shortly after that. But some exciting stuff coming up.
Uno Earthborne Rangers. Sorry, spoiler.
I immediately started thinking about how I would do Earthborne Uno. I don't know.
You guys can't stop, can you?
No.
Uno of the ancestors.
Well, I think so. You'd want to like.
That's the first one.
I think you want to put like a slightly more collaborative edge on Uno. You know,
It's like a trick-taking game.
I mean, a little bit. Trick takers. I mean, I guess some of them are collab, but like kind of how the Crew and Lord of the Rings recontextualize a trick taker. I think you could recontextualize Uno. I'm sorry, I'm digressing.
Well, Fisher will have that done by the end of the day.
Please do. AI doesn't know how to improve at playing Earthborne Rangers. Did you know this?
I did not, Anders. Tell me more.
Actually,
So this is a great example we talked about earlier of like where this could be a podcast topic, but we'd like to do a video that goes into this a little bit in more detail and focuses on this specifically. But if any of you haven't heard about this yet, there's a group, a nonprofit that monitors AI stuff like AI companies and AI agents and runs tests and experiments and stuff on these things and keeps an eye on it all, called epoch.ai, that you can go to their website. They did an experiment where they took like I don't know, I don't know exactly how many AI agents, but like the well-known AI agents, and then gave them Earthborne Rangers and gave them parameters for how to play the game and improve at it. And they couldn't learn how to improve it, learn how to play the game. And they said, oh, it probably does better than most people who don't have experience for their first time. But there was no measurable improvement or significant improvement session over session.
Yeah, they had each agent run a bunch of sessions of the game and gave them scoring parameters and tried to see improvement and really didn't. Interestingly, they did see improvement just over time when they ran this experiment across the course of a year. So updates to the AI's models did help its performance at Rangers, but within iterations, within a version, saw no demonstrable improvement. They speculate as to a few reasons to that. One of them being the fatigue system, and like the AI not quite being able to wrap its head around the cause and effect of interacting past things.
Because it's a nuanced system and has that kind of like half step where you don't get discarded. It goes to I didn't really get the sense. I couldn't tell from reading the article if it knew how to strategize about suffering fatigue to draw cards when you needed them, or if it just was see goal, go get goal, damn the consequences, suffer all the fatigue.
They didn't get into the nitty gritty, and I think a lot of that gets into speculation, and they were more interested in just looking at the metrics, right? Yeah. But some of their speculation, it looked like, was around this relationship to the fatigue system of interacting past things being good for achieving your goals, but being bad for your timer, and it across a limited number of iterations not being able to kind of figure out a direct relationship to that, which I think is interesting and speaks to one of the things I was most anxious about when Rangers was coming out, which was the sheer number of different goals and how the systems interact with those in different ways. There's that whole sidebar in the rule book where I'm basically like, what are you doing in the game?
Yeah.
And it's super soft, right? It's all dynamics, none of it's rules. And I was kind of nervous. We wrote that sidebar because I was nervous people wouldn't get it and wouldn't, because you don't just have a singular life point interaction in a game like Magic. I was worried, will people understand that you have to set your own goals? And I think they speculated a little bit about this. I'm building on their speculation here, but I think that's some of it.
Yeah. So I think we might do a future video about this. We'll see if it comes together. I'd like to dig into it a little bit more. Perhaps with an expert if we can swing it.
AIs can figure out Go, but they can't figure out Earthborne Rangers. Yeah. Earthborne Rangers better than Go? You decide.
I think Earthborne Rangers is ranked higher than Go on Board Game Geek, so it's got to be true.
And as we all know, Board Game Geek metrics are everything.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel like that is a condemnation of Board Game Geek metrics more than
the last time I looked at it, we were ranked one position above chess. So
were we really?
Yeah.
Take that, chess.
Shots fired.
All right, I think so. I think that's everything. So yeah, let me see if our special guest is ready.
Okay.
We're a little bit later than.
I told him like 20 minutes ago, so he should be fine.
We have a special guest calling in from China. China, right?
China.
Yep, from China, from all the way around the world for us.
Who could it be?
Who do we know in China? No, we are going to be joined by
A Chinese person.
none other than Michael Boggs, hopefully. We've built up kind of a backlog of some Eidolon questions, and given that we are about to GM the first set of Eidolon, we thought it was a good time for this 100th episode to have a chat with Michael.
All right, let's do it.
Now,
Hello, Michael.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You are live on the internet.
Awesome.
is he picking up on the microphone chat?
I'm asking chat.
Okay.
I hope so
We're on a delay, so we don't know yet.
Yeah. I like this because it's like we're
can hear him.
nice, perfect, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Michael. I know it's what time is it there right now? I never remember.
Currently it is 11:26 p.m.
Oh, so early. That's great. I would be asleep if it was me. So thank you so much for staying up and doing this with us. Like we talked about, we have a decent backlog of Hubble Eidolon questions that we'd like you here for. A couple design things to talk about, and then some world stuff, and we'll get Rob to come in and chat during this as well. So if you're ready, we'll dive right in.
Can you turn mic up a
Yeah,
little?
that sounds great.
He's as loud as he can be.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Maybe I can turn up my microphone if that'll help. I can try to on my
Oh, yeah. We'll bring in Rob.
Please make Andrew holding this phone above the microphone our thumbnail for the episode. Just
I've been working out. I can flex.
yeah, flex for the thumbnail, Andrew. So we're going to ask some questions here, but also chat. If you have any questions about Eidolon, about the mechanics, Sean Tilson, I know you have some. Feel free to dive in with the chat, and Maxine will bring them up as we can.
All right, Michael, the first question comes from Baikawa. You familiar? No. Okay. First of all, let me say a big thank you for coming out with a competitive card game with the model that you were using for Eidolon. I am a dad, and me and my 3 boys love to play card games, but are constantly struggling to keep up with the TCGs financially, so that all 4 of us have competitive decks. I love the idea of the cube and also being able to buy a few boxes for the family for incredible shared deck building possibilities for well under what we were spending in the TCG chase. One of the things that I have greatly enjoyed in TCGs is new and fresh mechanics. Are there any new mechanics that are being planned in set 2 and going forward? That's the question for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We for every set we find a mechanic that we want to define that set, one that we haven't really explored yet, and then we expand upon that, both in sort of the stories we tell, but then also the gameplay experiences that we explore. So every set is sort of built that way. They all have some sort of mechanical foundation that is new and exciting. So I won't spoil anything right now, but players will always be able to look forward to new mechanics in each set.
You can spoil a little.
Yeah,
It's fine. Yeah.
We're live here.
Okay, sure. So in set 2, we're expanding into traits, playing with that a little bit more. We don't do that very much in set 1, but we're also expanding some mechanics that we saw a little bit in set 1, but didn't really delve into too much. So trying to branch out into those mechanics. Set 2 will be a little more complex than set 1, not so much more, but a little bit more, because we're like really trying to really see, all the ins and outs of the system and really bring new, fresh ideas to the table.
Do you want to? I know we haven't like gone to full external testing on set 3 yet. Do you want to tease what we're talking about in set 3 right now, with the asterisk that it could change?
Yeah, we can talk about set 3. So for set 3 right now, we are expanding a little bit into things like positioning, playing with that a little bit, and then also. Actually, I'm blanking. What's the other mechanic we were talking about?
Well, just before you move on from that, just positioning. Can you talk about what that means for people who maybe aren't super familiar with the game?
Sure. Yeah. So within Eidolon, there's a grid, and that sort of defines everything you're doing in the game. And up to this point, up to set 3, we've played a little bit with the idea of adjacency. Cards being next to one another. But we haven't really pushed it far beyond that. So we're sort of looking to expand upon that idea of, what happens if we sort of push that idea a little bit further and sort of play with, cards being next to each other in the same path or in the same row, things like that. Also in set 3, we're expanding a little bit into tokens on cards. It's something that we've talked a lot about wanting more of. So that's something we'll see a little bit more in conjunction with the positioning aspect.
Yeah, and when we say tokens, it's like you've seen a little bit of this with cash in set 1. For those of you who played the preview deck, I think we had some cash cards in the preview deck, didn't we?
I don't think so.
Did we not have any?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, cash lets you put some shards on a card, and then the ability uses the shards off of the card. But to what Michael's alluding to, we expand beyond just that.
Cool. All right. Next question comes from Dubs. I'm curious what people's reactions are to Team Covenant's "There is no LCG model" video. What do you think they got right or wrong about it? How does Earthborne think about it? Any updates on organized play, prize support, alt arts, other incentives to sort of foster a healthy player base, and the LGS that might support it?
Well, before Michael answers that, Andrew, do you want to kind of give like a 20-second summary of kind of some of the thesis of that video and of what you chatted about with Covenant?
So yeah, I was gonna ask you guys to remind me what that video was, because they did like a 2-part thing essentially where they talked about LCGs and how they compared to CCGs, and I found it like sometimes I listen to their podcast and it's like too real. And I can't, and like it just stresses me out because like I have so many opinions about the things that they're saying, and I don't have the ability to respond. So sometimes I'll end up just sending Zach and Steven text messages like during the show. So I listened to like I think an hour of that episode and never went back to it. But essentially, I think the thrust of it is that that LCGs never really. The LCG, quote unquote LCG today, it doesn't really have a model. It's like it's all over the place, and that it's challenging for stores to prioritize events around a customizable card game versus a collectible card game, because the draw for people to come in and the financial incentive for them to bring them in for CCGs is just so much greater. So I don't remember like the entire thrust of their thesis, but essentially like where they eventually landed, at least told me where they landed, because like I said, I didn't listen to the whole thing, is that it's that they felt like that there were solutions, but I don't remember exactly what they were. But we've been talking to them about those solutions. So that the second part of the question, we are working on organized play stuff, and we're doing some early. I'm doing some early fact finding right now to see what we can do, but the early returns are very positive. So we've been talking to Covenant about essentially working together to really make the in-store or the organized play, whether you're a store or just a person playing with your friends, to give you some cool incentives to run those events with various things, perhaps called prizes. But I don't want to talk about specifics of it yet because we're still working.
Yeah, we're very much still kind of making that, right? Like over the next half a year before Eidolon comes out. Michael, what are your thoughts? You've worked on a lot of LCGs. What are your thoughts about kind of that customizable card game, to not use Fantasy Flight's term, the customizable card game model versus a collectible card game model, and some of those critiques about customizable card games not drawing in players in the same way? Do you have any thoughts, Michael?
I mean, I think that's a little bit accurate, but I don't know. I always felt on some levels that the two types of card games tended to draw different audiences. When I was a player, before I ever worked on any sort of card game, the thing that I loved about the LCG model it was so easy to jump into it, right? It was just so easy to pick up and play. Whereas a game like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, I just find it very daunting. But some people find the chase to be extremely exciting. So I don't know. I actually don't tell Team Covenant. I haven't watched their video yet. It's in the YouTube playlist, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
It's very long.
They usually have good takes.
Yeah. I said it's very long. Like I said, it's like, to me, it's very infuriating because I wasn't in the conversation. I'm just listening to them talk about this thing about which I have many opinions. So,
and Corey also popped up in another way in my life. I just put on this Distraction Makers video that it was recommended to me, and then suddenly they're interviewing Corey about the same topic.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend checking that out to people. I thought that was a little more concise. I didn't watch that other one.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, check out. It's like a couple videos ago. Distraction Makers. If you're into card games, I think Distraction Makers has some pretty sharp takes. They primarily talk about Magic, but I've been very impressed by their little video essays they do. But Corey went on and talked a lot about Eidolon and these models.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. It's it's more digestible. It's maybe like 40 minutes long, which is a long video for them.
Yeah, they're like 15 to 20 usually, kind of that YouTube sweet spot.
Yeah, so we might be the problem.
We're for sure the problem.
All right, let me? So we have a couple more. We have several more. Lots more Upworld Eidolon questions. So a lot of them have to do with the lore. So I'm gonna go grab Rob, or do you want to swap out with Rob?
Yeah, well, while we grab Rob, Maxine, are there any questions for Michael from the chat?
Yeah, there's a pretty softball question, I think. Sean Tilson asks, what is Michael's favorite card?
And Eidolon?
Yeah, in Eidolon. Yeah.
Ever.
Ever.
Mike Piazza, rookie card.
Oh man, that's a super hard question. That's not softball at all.
It's like picking your favorite child.
It is.
Maybe
Kind of, yeah, a little
set
bit.
One. I guess we could probably set two is far enough along. Set one or two. What's your favorite card, Michael?
I think I tend to like play styles that have a bit of risk reward. So for example, I like a lot of the Remnants cards that give you heat to do a thing. So probably something like that. Any of their cards that give you heat and then give you a reward for that is something that I enjoy. So one of those, something in that.
One of any of those.
Yeah, Jaco and Ace. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite Seekers still. I mean, we have so many Seekers at this point into set 3, but I still Jaco and Ace. They're just fun to play. That risk of, are they going to delve on me? Are they going to take all my agents? Can I do it faster than they did? I really enjoy that play style.
Well, same question to you, Rob. Also, probably introduce yourself. Same question to you. What's your favorite Eidolon card, for any reason?
I'm Rob. I'm the art director for Upworld Eidolon. Favorite card? I don't know. Off the top of my head, maybe Dr. Twilight. I feel like he just creates really interesting board states and just has such a huge impact. Even being out for a turn or two, I just always want to put him in. I think last time I drafted, I did an online draft with Corey and one of our playtesters who's a friend of mine, and I ended up grabbing, I think, 2 Dr. Twilights for my deck.
That's fun.
Nice.
We haven't played the games yet.
Oh,
We're still trying to schedule. It's just potential.
I also like reviewing all the cards this week, like how much as you get Dr. Twilight and then the Twilight Lounge and then all the different references throughout the flavor text. I really like how all of that was kind of bringing together around a lot of our agents, kind of the world building around the agents a lot more. So when you said Dr. Twilight, I started thinking about all the different flavor quotes from Twilight.
Yeah, it's been really fun to build that out and build these little links. Hopefully people will have fun discovering little links between different cards, either through the art or the flavor text.
Our production assistant delivering you water. I thought he went and made coffee for you.
I made coffee, but
no, I don't think so. All right, you want to go on to the next one here now that Rob's with us.
All right. Hubworld Eidolon seems to focus from Maximum Glutes.
Wow.
Hubworld Eidolon seems to focus on characters and character stories. As the fiction and setting of the world comes alive, how do you plan to track consistency for the narrative, particularly as the universe grows? And will there be additional ways to learn about the setting as part of future sets?
So Rob, you did a lot of kind of the world building and stuff. So do you want to talk about that consistency in the narrative?
I mean, it was fun to kind of, I feel like you and Corey largely kind of like created, you're like, okay, there's the collective, there's this, there's that. And then my job was kind of to fill in that space and try to make that interesting and consistent. And I love that stuff in every game I play. So yeah, one of the first things I did was I made a wiki, which now that set 1 is wrapping up, definitely needs some updating. But I've got it all up here, and it reminded me a little bit of running RPG campaigns and trying to track all this stuff. But similar to that, it's really important to me. I don't know where to look.
Yeah, I know. You can just look at us.
Look at the.
You can also look at that camera lens up there.
Okay. First time in here. Anyway,
it's everyone's first time in here.
That's true.
I don't know where to look either.
Yeah, it took us like 20 minutes to get the audio like actually sounding good. So don't feel too bad.
All right. Anyway, so it's really fun creating all these characters and locations, and you want to have kind of specific details for people to sink their teeth into, but also the whole time, I think it's really important that it's exciting, but it's also sort of a backdrop for players to tell their own stories, and kind of like, it's very deliberate that your seeker is like your version of that seeker, and your deck is kind of elaborating on like, how do you see them? What's your version of this story? And like with card games, I really like when card games don't have like, here's this scene where these two characters fight. It's more like, here's the place where, here's a place that's important, and here's another place that is important, and they're kind of in opposition to that place, and you can kind of fill in like, what does that impact look like?
Yeah, I think like what we talked about, kind of the vision of it, it's kind of very similar. It's a very similar approach to Rangers, where the cards on the board don't necessarily illustrate a scene. It's like a place.
Yeah,
it's a person.
Yeah.
Or a being. And Hubworld Eidolon is very, very similar. So everything on the board is kind of the thing in and of itself. And then where we have those little story moments is in the moments cards themselves.
Right.
And I think that's really the place where, if there's any kind of like through line story, as Maximum Glutes is imagining it, because is that you'll see little vignettes told through the moments that will give, like Fisher was saying, like more context to things like the agents and sources. But our plan at this moment is not to have like a Magic the Gathering style,
right,
like through line narrative about the seekers that like, it tells their story as they go and do their stuff. That's for you, the player, to do. And like Rob was saying earlier, like your version, go back to Jago and Ace, your version of Jago and Ace might be a mono remnants deck. It was like 100% remnants, like off grid, doing just questionable, somewhat, let's say, illegal activities or whatever. But someone else might have a Jago and Ace that's like just a one remnants, like 5 collective.
Right.
what story is that? Who is that character? You know, how are they involved with them? So like, there's a lot of really fun stuff to do there through deck building and that building that narrative for your own version of that person.
Yeah, Michael, you interact with the narrative in a lot of a different way. Obviously, like set 1 and the game in general had a different theme that we kind of rethemed throughout development. And then, set 2 was getting built while that theme was still coming together for set 1. And then set 3 has been kind of built since that theme came together. So do you want to talk about like how has theme and keeping the theme consistent impacted how you're approaching design, or has it not impacted how you're approaching design?
No, it absolutely has. It's one of those things where before we start a set, Corey and I will talk pretty deeply about what that set is trying to explore thematically, what stories and locations and characters we want to see. And then we try to find ways to inject that into the mechanics. And then also vice versa. Sometimes there are mechanics that we want to explore, and we've had conversations like, how can that be presented in the world? How can that sort of manifest as some sort of, character or creature or what have you? So set 1 was a little bit different because, like you said, it was the mechanics were a little more established, but going into set 2 and especially set 3, it's much more of a symbiotic nature.
Yeah, I'll say I've been pretty impressed with how you guys have kind of brought that together. Like something we've talked a lot about during the process of these it was very important to me that each of our sets end up very identifiable. I think it's important just from people processing the game and even from marketing the game when a set has like a very clear kind of shtick so that people can talk about, the Magic equivalent is like, oh, this is the vampires set, or this is the magical school set. People can quickly summarize it and like create a mental model that encapsulates that set. And I was a little nervous about it, especially for set 2, because set 2 was very much the like, and more, right? Like kind of since set 1 was so small. But I think you guys have both set 2 and 3, even though we haven't done a lot of the like art and stuff yet, I feel like already have a pretty solid identity.
So I also had a conversation with Corey a while ago talking about like, well, what is set 2 going to be now? How do we show you more of this without it just being, okay, here's more stuff. And so I don't want to spoil it, but I think we found like, an interesting angle. There's a couple of different things going on, but definitely an interesting angle of like, here's like a major part of the city that we don't know much about yet. And now we can show that to you. And I think when you see it, it'll be like, that makes sense. That needs to be there, obviously. So.
It sounds like maybe this question might have already been answered before, but Sean Tilson asks, have Rob and Navarro read The Incal, a comic by Jodorowsky and Mobius? I've never heard of it, so I looked it up, and I see now why the question was asked.
Yes, I've that question has been asked before somewhere, maybe on a Covenant thing. Someone asked me about that. I was like, I know, but but Rob and I both like Mobius, so not that specifically, though I have flipped through that since, and I can see why people ask.
Yeah,
but, no, it's not
I read the first volume of it. I've not read the whole thing, and I've read a little bit of the Meta Barons and like kind of jumped around through Jodorowsky and Mobius. And I think for me, the thing that I always come back to with Mobius though is like a bunch of his early kind of short comics, like the Metal Hurlant stuff.
That question was followed up with D-Ched saying Jodorowsky to direct Hubworld Eidolon film confirmed, to which the response was, please, for the love of God, no. So I don't know I don't know why. I don't know these people. So I just thought that was funny.
Maybe the no came from somebody who watched Jodorowsky's Dune. I don't know. Like on one hand, it might be a disaster. On the other hand, it might be a beautiful disaster.
Yeah. I'd take it either way.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. Maximum Glutes coming in with question 2 of 3 of theirs this week. What exactly is a shard? Is this a rare earth mineral? A digital currency like crypto? You've mentioned before it's black market or underground, so probably not a corpo-approved currency.
Yeah, so I'd be interested to hear, Michael, your thoughts on this, and Rob, yours too. But I think like we've talked about this a lot, and I like that it's kind of vague right now, and I think we're mostly because it's boring to see a handful of things.
Just a glowing rock.
Yeah, it's like it's like we've talked about these types of things before. There's just some things I think in world building that are just more fun to leave to one's imagination. So obviously shards are something that's valuable. There's something that's physical.
Yeah.
What they are, is it something that's as simple as gold? Like I think that's boring.
I think that's a little boring. I think
it could be essentially like use your imagination. And I'm not to say that that's like we're like shirking our responsibilities, but I think that's just far more interesting.
I agree. We had a couple opportunities in the art for set 1 right away to show a shard, and we talked quite a bit about that. We came up with some ideas of what they might look like, and ultimately decided it's more fun, at least for now, to not see them. So it's left to your imagination. There's some teases of maybe is this person looking at a shard, but it's just out of frame. It's definitely physical, because I think that's something Corey and I talked about a lot, is that Eidolon is very much like, it's not one of these like cyberpunk settings where you can stay in your apartment and do anything with software. You have to go out, you have to plug a thing into a thing, you have to carry something heavy through the streets. It's a very analog sci-fi world. So shards are definitely physical.
I mean, what is a dollar, right?
What is a dollar?
It's not a dollar. A dollar bill represents a dollar.
Yeah.
But Michael, did you have thoughts when, as you guys design it and stuff, where are your thoughts on what is a shard? Is it, have you thought about it as a real physical thing, as abstract? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, talking with Corey about it, he reinforced that it was something physical, that it was sort of a black market currency. I think my interpretation has always been a little bit that like it's not only is it ambiguous, but it's also kind of like within the world. I think I always thought of it as like, maybe it's not always one tangible thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's like, oh, it is an actual currency that you're trading, but maybe it's other things that you're trading. Maybe it's favors or something like that. So it just depends on the situation and the context. But I haven't thought about it too heavily. Corey does all that for me.
Just to tease people,
has been very much that it is some sort of physical thing.
Just to tease people a little bit, I will add that I have an idea of what I think it is, but I don't want to say that yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm right with you, Michael. I have a similar feeling where it's like it's something physical, but maybe it's not one thing. Maybe it's just some physical things of value that could be anything.
Right.
In the eye of the beholder, as I say.
Yes, sir. Okay, the next question comes from Some Paris. I found the lore book in EBR to be absolutely essential for fleshing out my understanding of the world and deeply enriching my play. But EBR had a long development history, with its lore often guiding the way. Do you think I'll find the lore book of Hub World Eidolon equally satisfying? And if so, why and how?
So before we get into it, Rob obviously is the best person to speak to this. I will say that, like, to not discount the lore of this game that went into, like, while Michael and Corey had a theme in place before we thought we came up with this one, I feel like the lore has really driven the game since we settled on it. So
yeah.
So I feel like the way the question was worded made it sound like, well, Earthborne Rangers did it this way, so and maybe that wasn't the intention, but lore is the lore of the IP of this game is really driving a lot. So anyway.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think because they're different types of games, the lore is we talk about it and think about it a little differently. Hub World Eidolon is, as I said earlier, like purposely very open, where it's this backdrop for what you're doing. I mean, I guess that's kind of true of Rangers, but it's
well, we're telling we are actually telling narratives.
Right,
There's a
right.
literal story that we're
right,
telling.
and in Eidolon, we're trying to back away from that a little bit, and it's like here's like a shady character who might be useful. Maybe go see them this time. Maybe you don't. But anyway, the lore book. Hopefully, it is very interesting to you. I will say that there's. I'm looking forward to being able to expand a little more on things that, like, we talked about a lot and weren't able to fit into card art or weren't able to fit into flavor text. There might be some extra text that was culled from the cards. Yeah, maybe just I don't know. We might expand a little bit on some things that were left a little vague in the game. So if you're interested in the world, it will definitely be a great resource to find out some more info.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say it's going to be in a slightly different format than the Earthborne book. I think it's going to be a little more art centric and keeping to more concentrated facts about the world, whereas the Earthborne one had some longer form writing.
Yeah.
So it'll be in a slightly different format, but I think a lot of we'll still try to hit a lot of points about the world, just kind of in a different approach than we did with the Earthborne one.
Yeah, it won't be quite as verbose.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be very much driven by the art. The intention is to showcase the art, which is my favorite kind of book. But I love when you get little snippets of information and then you have to kind of piece it together. I like that puzzle, so that's probably what it'll look like.
Yeah, that's next on Rob's list. We'll be finishing it up here in the next couple months. So,
all right. Dr. Z says, "Are there any plans for a Hub World Eidolon soundtrack? I can imagine Tom doing a great job."
No, there are no plans. We could I think we've talked about someone I feel like has asked this before, but essentially Tom was inspired and reached out to me, or reached out to us, and then the email was forwarded to me. But it was his idea to do it, and he was excited to do it, and had thoughts on what it could potentially be. So they put together a whole pitch deck, and it totally won me over. It was great. So to me, if someone out there is inspired by Hub World Eidolon, some musician is like, this is great. I have these cool ideas. I would love that.
I will say, pretty early on in this project, I really like to listen to music when I'm working, especially doing artwork. So I made a playlist of stuff that seemed to me to speak to Eidolon.
Is this on a format that people could find?
No.
You should share the list with me, because I actually, before we had the official soundtrack, and now it contains all of the songs, all of the songs that are on Spotify.
Yeah.
I have a Spotify playlist for Rangers that I made, and I'll probably make one for Eidolon that people can follow if they want. So if you want to send me that list, I can start the playlist.
Yeah, I can try. Some of it's pretty odd stuff. I just I mostly listen to Bandcamp, actually, so it's mostly just weird indie stuff that fits.
That's cool.
Listen, Corey already has a list of some songs that he thinks vibes with Eidolon, and they're already weird, so you'll be in good company. Yeah, exactly. I can put them all together to get the basis started of a Spotify playlist that people can follow
in the background when you're playing your matches.
All right. Well, I think Michael, we can leave you let you off the hook now and let you go to bed if you'd like. How are you feeling?
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm happy to answer any more questions if they've come up in chat. But if not, then thank you guys for having me.
Michael,
how about we do one more? If there's any questions in chat for Michael, we'll do one more, and then
let's put out a call for if you guys have any questions specifically for Michael before he bounces. type
Yeah.
in chat.
I have one for Michael.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. When can we chat? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, Rob, let's just do it here, man. While we're
Okay,
waiting for
yeah, we'll
questions,
just-
we'll
we'll
just
get
talk
into it,
now.
yeah.
We'll just get it out of the way. No, we should set up a call sometime.
Yeah, that'd
we
be
should
fun.
absolutely. It's been years at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, I do like, but before you hang up, at this moment in Eidolon history, as we send it off to the factory next week, do you have any like thoughts or things you want to share?
Reflections.
Yeah, that you want to share with the people.
That's a great question. I was expecting another softball question.
Sorry.
I don't know. It's been quite a journey. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. You know, we've been working on this game for years now. Like internationally, lots of Discord talk and VPN issues and all that type of stuff. And I don't know. It's just been a wild ride. I feel very fortunate to have been part of it, and to work with all of you guys. So I don't really have any specific insights. I think it's kind of a dream to be able to design something and, you know, have people excited to play it, looking forward to it coming out and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel very lucky, but no sort of like bits of wisdom or anything like that.
But
I like all that.
yeah, and you were right that like working across the Pacific Ocean has introduced challenges, but with the release later this year, we are planning on shortening that distance a little bit for some things. Hopefully we'll be able to do a bit for folks with you on this side of the Pacific Ocean before release.
Yeah. I hope so. That I'm very excited for that.
Just one question.
Yeah, we have one question.
All right. We have one more question for you, Michael.
All right. Sean Tilson asks, is there anything you wanted to do in Netrunner that you are excited to explore in Hub World Eidolon that you can tell us about? And then as an addendum, or how important is the finiteness that is imposed on Hub World Eidolon to helping the design process? I assume by finiteness, Sean is talking about the grid slots.
That's a great question. A little bit Netrunner to Eidolon. I think specifically, you know, Netrunner is kind of rigid in a lot of its mechanics. And so like in Eidolon, we had the chance to sort of explore, it sounds silly, but just like the concept of exhausting a card. The fact that I can say, you know, definitively, this has already been used. We don't have to worry about it again. That's not something that Netrunner can do. It's just not built with that in mind. So little things like that, honestly, were things that I was, you know, designing a new system. I was kind of excited to be able to put those elements in. But in terms of Eidolon in its restrictiveness and how it sort of guides the design, like the limited grid and also the limits and like the number of shards you can have. Both of those have very much shaped sort of the entire foundation of everything. Like we're often gauging, you know, how many shards you're gaining, the cost of cards, all that type of stuff relative to how many shards we think on average a player is going to have, or how many in total they can actually hold. And then obviously the grid, you know, it's a hard 9 cards. You can't go beyond that. How many of those are going to be sources? How many of them are going to be obstacles? How many might be agents, and so on and so forth. So all of that stuff comes into play and sort of guides the design. And again, those were things that weren't really in Netrunner. So it's nice to sort of have those foundations because they let us move into new territory that, you know, other games might not be able to express or represent.
That's great.
Yeah, I really like that answer. And I think it speaks to that paradox of game design where, you know, when asked what you're excited to do in Eidolon that you couldn't do in Netrunner, you talked about limitations, right? And it speaks to how limitations actually can create design space. So like it's almost paradoxical. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right.
I will say, as a long Shaper player in Netrunner, the inability to have 40 credits and 18 programs is something I have to get used to. But I do think it's really good for the game.
Listen, you can have 40 shards. You just need to spend them very quickly.
All right, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed holding you in my hand during this.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. It was a blast.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael. We'll talk again soon.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Michael Boggs, everybody.
Thanks, Michael.
Alrighty. It's going great.
Oh, do we have more questions?
We do.
Oh, okay.
We're almost done.
Should I stick around? Is it probably not?
You don't have to if you want. You can,
Well, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind, but
you're,
Evan might be more useful if it's.
okay. There is a question for Evan at the end.
Oh,
So and then for the last question.
So you'll need to tag Evan in at some point, or one of us will.
He's probably refueling on coffee right now. Do you want to?
You want to give me some coffee here, Evan?
Wow.
This is the benefit of being in the same place.
I know this is kind of fun. Maybe we shouldn't stop doing this
That's right.
every week. Let's do it every week, every morning.
Every morning. Morning
The
show.
daily check-in.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I need a soundboard.
full-time employee coming up for me. The morning
Do
show
not.
host. The morning show host. Please.
Question from the chat. I think it might be fun. I think this is mostly for Navarro.
Okay.
So, question from D-Cheds. Some folks in the Discord have played Earthborne Rangers with relatively young children. Curious if any sort of junior or My Little game in any current or future Earthborne Games universe is a consideration for the team.
Well, I mean, if you're already playing Earthborne Rangers with your kids, then clearly we don't need to do that. So that's great. I'm usually not a fan of like My First or My Little things. They don't personally appeal to me. So because of that, I don't really think about them. But I think with Earthborne Rangers, what I've always thought is that the game can function without any of the discrete card text. Like you can just play with energy and icons. So as long as you can understand the basic theme of what you're doing, and then that you have to spend energy in the icons from your hand, you could play a simplified version of that game with kids, and then bring them into the bigger experience as time goes on. I think you might have to curate some of the missions you do, but I think you could definitely explore the world that way.
That is one of my favorite things to do with kids, is to play a game with just the numbers and icons and nothing else. And I think it's the hallmark of a good game when you can do that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will also say that we don't have any plans to do a My First Ranger Patrol. We do have
Here's what you did there.
in our next crowdfunder that we've talked about going to the next campaign expansion that Maxine is working on. We are going to have some things that kind of help with similar challenges.
It's your first time playing the game.
Yeah,
yes. Not necessarily for children, but
yeah, that kind of day zero tutorial thing we have in the core game has always been divisive and has never worked 100% like we want it to. So we feel like that gap, there's a gap there that could be filled by something a bit more extensive.
that will be filled by something. Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
We have so many we're going to be in Hub World Eidolon Land for the moment, and obviously we have the Val expansions coming out, but we will.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all spoilery.
No, that's fine.
It's the 100th episode.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've already talked about this. I think maybe on that Spanish Galletas de Pimpat that I was on. I think I spoiled everything there because I'm like, it's a Spanish language podcast. We'll
Yeah,
see if
I
anyone
definitely-
finds it. I was mostly curious to see if anyone found me talking about those things there and then posted it on Discord. I don't know if they did.
I definitely, as I mentioned to you, I think I pushed the envelope a little bit on my episode too.
Yeah, exactly. So go check out Galletas de Pimpat. It's a Spanish language podcast, but I did mine in Spanish with Rachel translating for me for fun. I think you did yours in English.
I did mine in English.
In all caps lock. Now I have to learn Spanish.
Yep.
Well,
It's the only way, Sean.
Yeah, I give my answers in English. So
Alrighty. SM Tilson back again. What are the dimensions for the Hub World Eidolon box set?
Just very specific question. I mean, it's out there on the table.
Will it be big enough to hold all the cards sleeved, or maybe at least 4 decks sleeved?
yeah, so I don't know the exact dimensions off the top of my head, Sean, but it is essentially the same size as the Legacy of the Ancestors box. So if you have that, it's like the size of an A5 sheet of paper, a little bit bigger than that. But the only difference is that the box is taller, so that you can store the cards vertically in it. So that's exciting. But yeah, sleeved. You can fit them all sleeved in there, and it comes with a little. It's like now, if anyone hasn't seen our GameFound update, like the box comes with interior boxes with pre-constructed decks inside of them, and all the other cards for those affiliations. So there's all sorts of organization options for you in the box.
Yeah, and each box is themed after one of the factions and contains all the cards for that faction. The box won't be able to contain the whole faction sleeved, but it will be able to contain a deck from that faction sleeved. So, and then the whole box that contains the whole set will be able to contain everything sleeved
Yeah, so
from that set.
Yeah, trying to make it as versatile as possible.
And they're very pretty.
Yes,
They do look really nice.
Saw them. Confirmed. They're really cool looking. That's awesome. SM Tilson back again with the new customizable frequent caller with the new.
These are like months of questions. Yes,
We pulled these out of the we have in the show notes. We have all the questions we can't get to.
Yeah. Maximum Glutes and Tilson are not just being hogs today. With the new customizable playmats for Earthborne Rangers, it is possible. Is it possible the same might be done for Hub World? Is that in the works, or maybe only in the distant future?
Yes, that is definitely a thing that's going to be available at some point. We have our playmats that we are fulfilling out of the GameFound campaign. We'll have some extras of those that will be for sale, and then once those are gone, we'll be on to our customized build your own playmat format. So yeah, you'll do art playmats, put the grid on it or not.
And
Yeah.
Corey agonized over all the final playmat tweaks, and I think he finally fixed one of the oft requested things. The grids now align when you put two playmats together.
Yeah, I think I told him I didn't want to bring that up in the.
Oops.
Oh no, I think we did end up bringing it up because I think we framed it as like those of you who played it at PAX will be happy to hear because
I
feel
thought it
like-
was in the update. Yeah.
I did end up writing that in there. But yeah, because like my first thought was like, well, you guys should have made them line up to begin with. Like, there's nothing to be proud about. But yes, they do line up now. So anyone who cares about making sure that their districts line up, their district paths line up with each other, when they're at the table together.
It is not mechanically relevant, but
It is not.
nice looking.
It is nice looking.
It is something that came up multiple times when teaching the game.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Question from chat. This relates to the storage stuff. Where is it? The Yak Lives asks, do y'all have any strong opinions on the binders versus boxes storage debate?
Is that a debate? Are people like binders
I-
only?
I-
Boxes,
I think
you
so.
fools!"
Because anecdotally, I know a lot of people who only use binders, and then
Really?
yeah,
What do
and
you do
like
with all your comments? You just like you got to put them
I
somewhere. in the
don't
bag.
know. Well, I imagine it's different from collectible card games to customizable card
Oh,
games,
sure.
and I imagine it's also like if you're using a binder for a CCG, you're probably just putting like rares and uncommons in there, maybe even.
Mhm.
But for my part, I pretty much only use boxes. I have a binder for one thing, and that's my Daggerheart cards because it just makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's almost like taking the place of a book.
Pretty much.
I'm going to a casual trade event for sorcery at Gen Con, and for that, I'm getting a binder specifically to put all my trade bait in. Yeah,
I should do that.
but otherwise, I'm boxes.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like binder for trades, because that's just a nice way. Yeah, you don't have people like getting their grubby fingers on your cards.
Grubby mitts.
And then you can see them all, and you can present them in a nice way. I like it. I like it for that as well. But mostly, I'm a box guy.
I'm freaked out now by them saying it's a debate. I feel like we've just taken a side.
Well, I think we're playing. We're talking both sides of our mouth on this one. Binders are good, but I also love boxes.
Yeah, I think like there's a certain point where it just requires like a ridiculous number of binders. Like I have too many cards to have them all in binders, but I do have. Yeah, I've got like binders I've used for trade. I've also got like a binder of just like really old Magic cards that it's fun to flip through. But
All right, let's get Evan in here for the.
All right, Evan.
Big finale.
Rob, do you want to hang out as well, or do you want to?
do we have like chairs?
I think we can get
Roll
another
in
chair.
here, Evan.
Yeah, let's get in here. Let's sit everything.
Super show.
Oh yeah, we can see you.
100th episode.
Yeah. All right.
Now we have 4 people on one camera and 2 on the other.
We're in the home stretch. There's
Here, Rob, you take this.
Got a couple more questions. Yep.
It's like 3 people, 2 people, and then my head.
Move. Yeah. Trying to not spill coffee on your iPad.
Another one from Maximum Glutes. Question on Hub World: who designed the card backs?
That was me. Yeah.
Are the final card backs the blue star? They're cool because they're directionally neutral. Well done. Support symmetry and my OCD tendencies.
Well, that's great. Yeah, they're pretty much done. We're just making some final decisions on the color because the card backs will be printed in duotone to prevent like variance across all the cards. So, but they're locked in, and yeah, I'm happy with them.
They're mostly locked in.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to. I'm trying to. Because of our experience on Rangers, and I know most people are probably going to sleeve this game anyway, so this is just maybe just a personal quest, is that I want to try to make the card backs as consistent color-wise as possible. So we're going to use Pantone colors. For people who don't know, those are like specially mixed inks that you have to buy from a company, and they'll like ship it out, and they'll use that instead of the 4-color process that we usually use. And the idea there is that you can order that ink from whatever factory at any time. It'll always be consistent, always exactly the same. So yeah, Evan had made a version of that card back. The first one was CMYK. The second one that we were looking at is a duotone, like he was saying. But then I had the thought yesterday of like, oh, should it just be monotone, one ink, so that we're not mixing 2 inks, so there's still variance. So we're exploring both making it monotone, which it looks almost exactly the same as the one that's on the Game Found right now, or doing one that is duotone, but the colors don't mix. And Evan like brought in some pretty cool alternate takes on the presentation of that at the end of the day yesterday that we're going to play around with a little bit more. But the design itself, so that Maximum Glutes is pointing out, is not changing. It's just the color treatment we're playing with.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't go with the original card back idea, which was, I think we wanted to show a top-down view of the city streets of Eidolon and a delve happening.
Yeah, that was
something.
Yeah, that was my. Oftentimes, I'll have these ideas for visuals that like work really well in a 3D space, but then when you put it onto a piece of paper, it doesn't quite translate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my original thought, was like that they'd look like city blocks or something, like viewed from high above, and that when you rotated them, they would all kind of connect up, like with like streets connected to each other.
Back to citadels.
No, sort of. Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah. But in the end, we ended up just doing a cool thing with Evan's graphics that he did for the box.
Yeah.
That works.
I think part of it, if I remember like talking about this with Corey was that like cards, like because a lot of times the card back is representing like a thing that has been staged but not yet forged. But cards can be so many different things that it's sort of like I think we just went more and more towards something that was neutral that could be anything because I don't know.
I'm glad he feels that way. Mostly it was just because we thought it looked cool.
Yeah, and they're not exactly symmetrical. I mean, there's a little, but I think that just enriches the visual experience.
That's what he liked about it, Evan. Shh.
Well, now you're gonna trigger
Sorry.
OCD triggered.
OCD, and he's gonna be like looking at the looking for the differences.
Just leave them.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Yeah. Sleeve your hands. Yes, hand sleeves.
Another good question from chat.
All right.
I'll field it. Oh, I have this. This is the most awkward thing I've ever done.
To do a t-shirt.
You kind of got like the K-pop star thing a little bit, or they do. What do they do like this? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just hold on. There we go. Question for the pod from Jared Kelsey. Has the team been considering any unique merch for Eidolon? Heat/shard custom trackers, keychain fobs of shards, Eidolon Lego set?
We have been approached by Lego. Yeah. I know someone we don't. I'd do it. I'd take a hub world idol.
Yeah, can you imagine? There's that panorama of like the kids on the top of the honeycomb hooligans, and that. Now imagine a Lego set of that.
Sebastian has one that's kind of similar to that already. Yeah, it's like this cool, like 2 foot tall, multi-storied building thing with like a sushi bar on top.
There's our royalty.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's pretty cool.
Maybe a functional capsule man vendo.
Yeah. So Joe. So one of the things that Joe Banner and I talk about a lot are like these special like additional things that we can make. So he's exploring these things all the time, and we have so many options on the table. It's always just a question of like, how do we present these, sell them, because they're so like widely diverse, the various things we can do, and also we want to try to do things sustainably. So while we could do like tchotchkes and stuff, like I'm not super inclined to do those because they feel wasteful to me. But we do look at things like when we have our shirts. Those are obviously those are print on demand, so those are pretty low impact. I just realized that I forgot to bring our special shirts today. That we're going to debut today.
Podcast merch.
Podcast theme merch. We'll do some announcement about that sometime here in the near future. I won't spoil them. They're awesome. Long-time listeners of the podcast, hopefully we'll get a kick out of them.
Inside jokes.
Yes.
You understand.
Yeah. You like inside podcast jokes. It's a great shirt. But we have Hub World Eidolon t-shirts that you can get. But yeah, we're looking at other things like we're kind of like there's these really nice like hand woven blankets that are pretty cool. That like pretty much everyone in the studio is like, oh yeah, I get one of those. Like, okay, well we could get them all for ourselves. Let anyone else buy them. But we have some great art that would work well with that. We were looking at just this week. Joe and I were looking at sustainably made plushies.
Wow.
Vaccine got so hyped.
So anyway, we're getting some quotes there. So yeah, we're always thinking about that kind of thing. One thing that we had thought of a long time ago, or I thought of, was Ranger badge coasters. We were going to make like that coaster sets you could buy, but they were so expensive. But it's come back around as the deluxe Ranger badge for our Kickstarter backers of Trailblazers. So that design eventually came back as a thing. But for the most part, I think I'm open to all of these things. It's just we always put in an additional level of effort to try to do things sustainably, and also consider how many of these would we need to make? Would people buy them all, so that we don't have just a bunch of junk? Because again, that's my biggest thing with all of our sustainability efforts, and our mission is just to reduce waste and to create things that are of value and don't just hang around for a billion years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So anyway, if you guys are pumped about blankets and plushies, yeah, pumped. That's our podcast title. Yeah, pumped about them. But anyway, I think those could be both be very cool.
Yes. And I will say that the podcast shirt, when Joe sent me the image of it, I was like, "Yep, that is the shirt I thought we should make." So
Yeah.
get excited for that one.
Last question.
G4I No X just got their copy of Earthborne Rangers today.
Let's go.
What do you say to them?
Thank you for your support. Sincerely,
Have fun.
sincerely, yeah, have fun. Yeah, I hope you love it.
Awesome. Okay, and finally, this makes me emotional. No, Darren the Dependable, our old friend, used to dependably ask the question every podcast.
Yeah, for like the first 50 episodes or something.
Like that.
Yeah, Darren.
He actually had to retire because it was.
Yep. And
Yeah.
wow, Darren.
I think he said he knew how difficult it could be to have people write in, so he was like helping just support us to have questions every week, and then eventually got to the point it's like, you guys don't need me anymore.
Wow.
I've done my part. Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
And then he, if you've ever used the interactive map of the valley that you can find on our website, Darren made that as well. So Darren has been a big part of Earthborne Rangers for years.
Darren, get in here.
He's a bit farther away.
Darren? Okay. Where are you, Darren? One final question from our most dependable listener. Looking back at the past 6 years, what is one thing you wish you had done differently? And how do you think your situation would be today if you had? This question can apply to Earthborne Games as a company or to each of you individually as you like.
The easiest question for all of us to answer. I feel like I have a answer to this, but I think you guys all know me, so you'll probably know exactly what I'm going to say. Should I just go into it? I wouldn't change anything. There's been all sorts of challenges throughout this entire experience. There's been plenty of times where I've wondered if we were going to be able to do it. Like when it was just me, you encountered road bumps that to the creation of the game that I think if they hadn't happened, then none of this would happen. So I'm so I'm so happy and grateful to be able to do this and to work with all of you. That I would not change a single thing. And I generally speaking, I don't think about if I had just done that, then X, Y, and Z, because no one knows how things are going to go. And just being present, being grateful for what comes, and knowing that whatever happens, life will go on. I think it's to me, it's like the only position I can take. I don't really dwell on the past at all. So Darren, great question, but I also wouldn't change a thing. This is just to be in this room together. It's like to finally be here after 5+ years. It's awesome. So looking forward to the future.
I would have nerfed Aru. Sorry, it just seemed like the.
Yeah, maybe we should have done that.
No, I generally agree, and that was very heartfelt. I felt like the comedic timing was.
It was very good. You crushed it. But I will say my friends love Oru as is and wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, like Thanos in Endgame, they wouldn't know what they would have lost if we
Right.
did it that way in the first place.
Right.
That's a great answer. That's all we need.
Yeah, I think so. We've been going for a while. Do you want to do one last stuff we're
Oh
into?
yeah, might as well. It's trademark of the show. Everyone loves it. Every single one of you loves it.
I love it.
Stuff we're into segment.
I legit love Anders Indie Game Corner. I've played a lot of games that I wouldn't have otherwise because of your recommendations, Anders.
Falling off, really.
Yeah, well, we've talked actually about like perhaps one of the videos that we do is just essentially Anders Indie Game Corner. Yeah, or just but themed around Evo. Like it would be. I think we could just call it Anders' Indie Game Corner. Yeah. Andy's?
Andy's Indie Game Corner. Well, my tastes have been shifting drastically more towards in real life games.
Nice.
Like 100%. I don't play hardly any video games right now.
Wow.
The past few months, except for every day I play Slay the Spire 2. That doesn't count.
Except for that, that doesn't count.
I don't do any drugs except for heroin.
That's an incredible analogy there. Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about what I would say, but I've acquired a lot of games lately that I haven't gotten around to playing. Which ones have I played? I played High Society, Reiner Knizia. Really fun card game. Ever play it?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I really like simple card games. Simple but deep, and that is like top-notch, simple but deep game. It's like a bidding game. You're bidding on like these things that you do, and if you're a person in high society. And what's the catch? The catch is you don't want to, if you have the least amount of money in the end, everybody has a deck of cards, has the same values, so you're bidding. But if you have the least amount of money in the end, you cannot win. So you got to kind of balance that, like, I want to get that, but I also don't have the least amount of money in the end. It was very fun. And then I played the new game, Done Up. Have you seen this one advertised?
I've seen it on my feeds. I'm almost irritated at its presence. Like,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it has this. I don't know. Like I don't know what it is, but like everyone's like, "Oh, that's amazing."
It feels like they decided like we're gonna get this one into Target,
Yeah.
and that's every game store is like putting it out on the
Yeah,
front
yeah,
shelf.
yeah.
I
So
don't
good
know how
for
that
them.
happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do they make that happen? I don't know who published it. Asmodee?
I have no idea.
I think it was.
But I haven't played it. Is it good?
It's good. It's like Scout. Have you played Scout?
Yes.
It's similar to that, and that it's like, to me, it feels more like just a simple time killer type of game.
Yeah.
It created a few moments of, I like the Schadenfreude kind of thing in card games. So it had a few moments of that. Like, no, you won't be doing that. Get that out of here. But maybe with a different set of people, it might be more fun. It's a clever little gimmick. You can actually rearrange your cards in your hand.
So what do you do in the game?
So you're just trying to like beat each other's sets of cards. No runs, just sets.
Okay.
So you're going to go around. You play a set. It can, if it's the same number of cards in the set as someone else, you have to one up it. But you can play a set of 3 if there's not a set of 3 yet. So you're kind of trying to one up people. Shred your cards. The thing is, if you beat someone else's set, they have to take it back, but like flip it upside down. There's numbers on both sides.
I see.
So then you've got 2 new
Okay.
cards.
Okay, so it's kind of like Scout, but it actually uses the double-sidedness a little more dynamically than Scout does. Yeah.
Is that this game?
Yep. It's nice looking. I like the colorful nature of it.
Sorry.
It's got a good logo.
Uh-huh.
It is Down Up or D-Nup,
It's like a
if you will.
block.
It is published by Asmodee and it's designed by Kei Kajino.
Also designed Scout.
I see.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's a fun iteration on Scout. I don't know if I'm not excited to play it again.
Yeah. It's
That's
great.
great. Yeah.
Twist.
Twist.
Jim Rummy with a twist.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should play it once and just see.
Yeah. You should bring it over for lunch sometime.
We'll eat it.
Okay. Bring it for lunch. I think that's all I've got. And then I'm excited to try Arcs. I've just been reading the rules over and over again,
Nice.
watching people play it, and it looks really fun to me.
Maybe we could play it in a video.
Okay. Yes.
We could get Cole.
I still haven't played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you were gone when we started the campaign.
Yeah.
I also have not played it yet.
All right.
Okay.
I'd love to
I've
try
played
it.
it. Is it? I think 4
I
is.
think it's 4.
Yeah, I think 4. Did the new Kickstarter add a 5th player?
It added a pink plastic color, but I don't know if it added another player.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
can't
was
remember.
assuming- maybe it does because you got another player color. I don't know.
It does. I did notice there's a fifth player coming. Purple. Who's next?
You tell me.
I'll go next.
What are you into?
I will awkwardly hold this mic like this. So quite the opposite of your experience. I've been playing pretty much only video games. I'm continuing to play Marathon all the time, but it's gotten so stressful because now I have really good loot and I don't want to lose it. So now I play one round and I'm like, I'm scared. I'm gonna turn it off. But it is very good. I also downloaded at the recommendation of a YouTube channel that I really trust. I downloaded a game called Little Goody Two Shoes. It's a horror game. Don't be confused by the name. It is definitely like a horror game, but on its face, it's like you're going around the town and like doing jobs for people to get money that you can use to buy food because you're basically starving and you're constantly treading water. Like you never get your bearings in this game. But then every night, spooky stuff is happening, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a creepy, cool, cute little game.
Little Goody Two Shoes.
Little Goody Two Shoes. Yeah, the art style is really, really cool and clever, and it's actually a very, very pretty game. It's what's interesting is I think it's a European studio doing a Japanese style game. So it's like anime style in the cutscenes, but it's not a Japanese studio, and I found that intriguing.
Cool.
But it's really good.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Little Goody Two. I always thought that was an interesting thing to call somebody.
Goody Two Shoes?
Wearing two shoes.
Yeah.
Suck up. Yeah.
The joke is that you have to kind of be nice to like not because there's like a witch and you don't want to raise suspicion, but secretly the main character is kind of a jerk and just wants to like be above everyone else, but was born lower than everyone else. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
like that. I like
Yeah.
that. All right, Evan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so not into board games or video games lately. One thing that we've been doing every night after bath is we let our daughter watch a couple YouTube videos, and I just was getting so sick of like all the slop, like the cut scenes from like Dependables 2 and stuff like that. I was so sick of watching those things, and I just put in Three Stooges one day, and she loves Three Stooges. So now we're just watching Three Stooges, and it's like it's one of the funniest. Like slapstick is so, I don't know, you can't beat it. It's great. So now I'm kind of like, I feel like I myself am reverting to like a more childlike state of sense of humor or something where like I love the sound effects. I'm getting all three of them getting slapped at once or getting hit in the belly. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, it's and Mo's my favorite. I think early on, like Curly stood out because he's got the most gags with his like he makes the most like sound effects with his voice and things and then I kind of feel bad about Larry because he doesn't really do much of anything. I thought they all had equal shares, but Larry's just kind of like he's off to the side all the time doing. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways,
You ever watch Shemp in there?
Shemp?
The fifth stooge
No.
or
Fourth.
fourth.
Yes.
The fifth.
There's another guy. I don't know when he came first or later.
I think later they added the fourth stooge.
They need to revitalize the crew.
He just replaced Curly, I think.
Did he?
Oh,
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I used to watch Three Stooges like in syndication when I was a kid.
oh wow.
Yeah, I loved that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Back when you could still watch like black and white things on TV.
Yeah. I think you can now like Me TV, like
Yeah, but it was on like normal TV.
prime time.
Yeah, maybe mornings and afternoons.
There was one I had to close out of because it was like some sort of gag involving a murder mystery, and there was just like half the time there's just a dead guy there with a knife in his chest, and we haven't really had a discussion about death fully. And I just was like, I didn't want Three Stooges to be the backdrop to that.
What death is
All right, that's it.
Chris Aka says Chev actually predated curling in the vaudeville days.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, the main thing I've been into is not a game, but I've been getting back into trying to learn some Japanese. So I've been doing a lot of
Nice.
studying. Yeah. So
How are you learning? What is
Uh,
a tool or you just
yeah, I've got like 5 Japanese apps on my phone right now, and I've got a bunch of books that I bought years ago that I've been getting back to and reading and kind of, because everybody seems to agree that like if you do any one thing, it's not really sufficient. So I've been trying to kind of spread it around. So that's been really fun. That's been occupying a lot of my free mental time. The last thing I played was actually went back and played the original Myst,
Oh yeah.
which I remember my friend showing me when I was very, very little, but I realized I had never seen past like the first screen or two. So I played Myst Masterpiece Edition because I talked to my friend and he said, well, it was like designed with these camera angles in mind. So if you play the later version, you're sort of not getting the intended experience. So I played the old.
yeah, because eventually
Pre-rendered.
they made like a fully 3D one where you just
Right,
look
right,
Yeah, I
right.
want to say like they did like some kind of remastered one.
Yeah, but it's kind of like everything looks different. So you're
Yeah.
not really getting, yeah. So, but that was really cool to go through.
Did it hold up?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I have played a lot of old games, including ones that I've recommended to people, and they've been like that. I couldn't get into it, but I get into that stuff. So that was really fun.
Nice.
Still haven't got into Loom yet.
You need to play Loom. That's one.
Yeah, I want to play Loom as well. Yeah.
All right. I similarly have not. So I've mostly been watching the World Cup, and I have been. I was out with my extended family for all of the 4th of July. So because of that, I haven't had as much time. I mean, the World Cup is notable. It's been pretty entertaining. I've really enjoyed a lot of the games.
Yeah, I'll jump in because this is the thing that I've been into too. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like I think like the last time, I don't remember the last time maybe you watched, because the last couple times the World Cup, last time it was in Qatar.
Yeah.
So like the time zone is like it's impossible to watch. One before that, US wasn't in it, so I didn't care. So I think the last one I watched was like 2014.
Wow.
Um,
Matt and Sydney are very into football, into soccer, and so they watch a bunch of the leagues outside of the World Cup.
Okay.
But
I
like
can't get into
they get super. They go to Brits and stuff. Like they're. But so I get a little bit of it through them. But I decided to kind of wade into the World Cup, and so then they can give me all the backstory on the different players.
So you're watching. I'm essentially watching it every day. Like now that the pace of the games is slowing down, I'm like, oh no, it's almost over. But I've been essentially watching like 1 to 2 games a day, more or less.
Yeah, it's my buddy's 40th this weekend, so we're doing stuff for him. But we're playing board games tomorrow, and Matt was like, "Well, you need to get the game on." So
yeah.
But yeah, even like with my extended family, we just hung out and watched a bunch of the games.
Nice. That's fun. Are you watching the Fox broadcast or Telemundo?
We were mostly doing the Fox one, just because that's what they had through the antenna.
Yeah, I've been watching everything on Telemundo, which is great. The audio isn't quite as good, like the environmental audio isn't as fancy, but they have fewer commercials, and it's fun just like having Spanish on and like being able to exercise that part of my brain. But yeah, they have these like hydration breaks, which I feel like I get it, but like they added them for commercials, but on Telemundo they don't.
Yeah, they just stay in. Yeah,
so that's been really great, and yeah, it was really fun watching the U.S. team right up until the last game.
that was kind of brutal. That's what I asked. I asked Matt and Sydney. I'm like, I don't know the dynamics of soccer that well, but is that goalie's career over?
It was embarrassing.
It
sucked all the life out of the stadium.
Yeah, no, like especially there was one where he was out of position, he kicks the ground, and then they just grab the ball from him. And
yeah, well, he had to come up because they were going to score for sure, so he had to come up to challenge.
But the kicking the ground was like
he challenged and won, but then he totally choked and couldn't clear the ball. Anyway, just a nightmare. I've been mostly rooting for teams from the Americas. You know, so I was rooting for our team. Obviously, I was rooting for Canada just because I wanted to get to a place where U.S. could beat Canada. But I knew that was going to be a long shot. Rooting for Mexico, Colombia, like all these teams, like just one by one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
all freaking European teams again.
I was gonna say you had a bad last week.
I
then.
know, like, they all lost except for Argentina. But that's not as exciting because they won last World Cup. But anyway, I've been really enjoying it, and like the level of play of World Cup soccer is just. I love excellence, and like seeing these teams and these players play at such a high level. It's like so exciting. Beats the hell out of MLS, that's for sure. The U.S. Major League Soccer league, it's fine, but it's like no La Liga or Champions League or anything like that. I'd love to like do like the thing that some Europeans do where they adopt like an NFL team.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm a Giants fan or whatever. I can't. I don't know. I can't get into like go Chelsea.
Like yeah,
Manchester.
some people there's a couple of them where you can have like ownership stakes and stuff too. So like people will do that, and that gets them kind of literally invested.
Yeah, you can become a Packers shareholder.
Yeah, basically.
So this is I've watched a lot of soccer in my life. My brother was big into soccer, and my family like was in soccer and youth soccer and all that stuff. So it's been a thing in my life for a long time. So it's nice to touch base with it again, and then I can forget about it for another 4 years.
No, I feel like Matt and Sydney are so into it that I feel like I'm gonna try to some degree.
Start getting up at 8:00 in the morning to watch.
I don't know about that. And they have to like Brits gets so packed. Brits is a bar here that's like one of the main places people to go to watch these games communally, and they have to, even for other leagues outside the World Cup, you have to get in line before the game at Brits to get a seat because it gets so packed because it's one of the only places to go in the cities. Yeah. So like, I don't know if I'm that committed. We'll see. So the other thing I've been into is I've been reading this book by this small author who works in games. It's called The Key and the Crescent. I don't know if you've heard of it. by somebody called MJ Newman. Is it a relation, Maxine? Yeah. So I've been reading Maxine's book. I picked it up at a book fair that I think you talked about.
Yeah. How far are you so far?
I'm only like a third of the way in right now. So yeah. But I've just been reading it at nighttime. So I have this challenge when I read at night where I'll wake up the next time I open the book, my bookmark will be in a spot, and I don't remember the last few pages. So there's been there's almost a surrealness to it. And it's kind of funny because, you know, it deals so much with the dreams and stuff that like, I'll be like kind of going back and be like, all right, where did like whatever causes your memory to erase while you sleep kick in? So I kind of got to go back. And it's weird because I'll remember intentionally like saying, I'm done reading now. I close the book, I put it on my nightstand, I go to sleep. And then for some reason, whatever causes your memory to erase hits the last like 5 to 10 minutes I was reading. So that's been a little surreal, but yeah, about a third of the way through. No, that's not.
He's forgetful.
No, it's a problem when I'm reading like, especially like nonfiction books too, especially because I'm reading those to remember. And I like tried taking notes, but then it's really, you don't want to take notes while you're laying in bed, you know.
Gotta do a book club. Talk about it.
Yes, that does help a lot. So I'm not book clubbing it currently, but
I'm reading it too. So
Two-person book club.
Are you reading it right now? Okay, how far are you?
As far as you are.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your thoughts as you progress. I love to hear people's reactions and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need to keep reading after I'm done. So if you could get the second book done in the next few weeks, that'd be great.
Well, so actually, I have been stuck on book 2 for a while now, and at the advice of some of my friends, I pivoted. So I'm writing something completely different now. I'm sorry. I know. I'm like halfway done with book 2, and I'm in a hole. So I just need to get back in the groove of things, and then I'll finish it eventually, I'm sure. No, you just a couple weeks. Yeah, you just reminded me though. I also just finished a book called "There Is No Anti-Memetics Division." Yeah, it's oh my god. So it's based on a collection of short stories from the SCP Foundation website, and one author in particular went on and did like a whole series of interlinked stories, which is the Anti-Memetics Division. And it's funny that you mentioned like forgetting the last thing you read, because the whole book is about so memetics memes are things that are easily remembered. Anti-memetics are things that are easily forgotten, right? And so these creatures exist sort of in the subspace where like as soon as you know they exist, you forget about them. And when you know they exist, they know you exist, and they can like hunt you down and do bad things to you. So there's this big bad that they're trying to prevent from doing bad things, but they have to constantly forget that the thing exists so that it doesn't stop their heart and kill them. So the whole book is like almost every chapter, they've like forgotten what happened in the previous chapter, and they're constantly catching up. They're leaving notes for themselves and stuff like that. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like that Doctor Who
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the experience of forgetting the experience of forgetting the last thing you read is very diegetic for them. I think. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I even felt that about like the dream world, right? Like, so yeah. So anyway, that was the other thing I was into.
I've already shared what I've been into the World Cup. I also have Maxine's book, but I'm trying to finish Children of Dune. I'm almost done.
Oh, that's true. The movie's coming out kind of soon. I feel.
Yeah,
like.
but they're kind of going off book.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix. The way I've heard them describe it, it's kind of like a mix of Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, and the ideas there, but not literally the book, which I'm kind of excited about because I can go into that movie and not necessarily know what's going to happen, but I have thoughts on the things that are the most interesting elements to explore and like cool moments in those books that I hope that they make their way into the film. But yeah, I've Children of Dune has been like hanging out, being partially like slowly read by me for I feel like 2 years now. I got it out last night, and Sam was like, "Are you still reading that?" I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, about I think 150 pages left. That's a really cool book. It's really grown on me. So, and it also is like my third time trying to read it. So I've read the first half multiple times. That's about it.
Okay.
That's what I'm into.
Is this you or me?
It's you, buddy.
All right. All right. That brings us to the end of our 100th episode, everybody. Good job.
I don't want to clap with the mic in my hand.
Thanks for joining us on this amazing ride. Whether you've been with us from the beginning or this was the first episode you listened to, thanks so much for allowing these people to make games for a living. That is truly amazing. But we'll be back soon with all kinds of other fun stuff, and we're thinking maybe a quarterly episode. I would be down with that. Maybe like a Earthborne classic where we just shoot the
Yeah, I like that.
That's fun. Yeah, 4 times a year, whatever. We're not committing to anything yet. But there is going to be a lot of new cool stuff.
Yeah, and we're going to be messing around with the format. So definitely let us know on the Discord or in the comments as we kind of try these shorter form videos, what's working, what isn't, what you want to see. Like, we would love to hear from you all to make this the best for you as possible.
Yeah, it is for you.
Keep sending questions. There might be like a mailbag episode or whatever. I can sludge out that mailbag and slop it onto the table. I was going to... But in the meantime, be sure to pile drive that like button. Subscribe to the channel and bang that bell.
Suplex that bell.
Suplex that bell for notifications. And thanks, everybody, for watching. It's been fun.
1000%. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.